We're back, and we have gone over checkmate, and stalemate, and hopefully you've been playing several times by now. And I know it still may seem a little bit difficult, and it is a very difficult game, but you do know all the pieces, you know all how they all move, and you know how to win the game and what the different pieces are. You may not feel comfortable with it yet. That will come through a lot of practice, and we'll keep working on that. But now our lessons are going to get to the fun part where we get to learn about different tricks that you can do. And today we're going to talk about pawn promotion and how we can promote our pawn. And promotion means that you can go up in value. If you get a promotion in job, you get to the next level job, and you probably get paid more. But we're going to do the same thing with pawns. If the pawns work really hard, they are able to get over to the other side of the board. And if you're white, all the way to row 8. If you're black, if they can get all the way to row 1, they can be promoted to any other piece. Now, most of the time, you are going to get a queen, and that's why you have extra queens on the board. But let's say that you don't have extra queens. Another thing you can do is exchange it for a rook that is turned upside down. You're just going to turn your rook upside down. That's pretty much universal sign for another queen. And generally, you don't need to have a lot of extra queens because once you have two, you should be able to win the game rather quickly. However, I do see some students try to get 4 or 5 queens, but that is definitely not necessary. Just need one. So most of the time, so if we're in this position, we take this pawn, we move him here. It can then be promoted to a queen. You take it, and you have actually won the game. The queen, this black can't move anywhere, can't block the piece. You are going to put it in checkmate because the queen can go all the way side to side, and there's nothing to do. So that would be checkmate. But let's say all the time it's not going to be necessary to get a queen. Like in this position, no matter what you do, if you move, try to promote your piece there, you've worked all the way across, you get it. Even if you get a queen, you take this over here, you promote, and you get a queen, this queen is going to capture your piece. This white is done. So that's caught. So no matter what you do, if that the best thing to do would be to wait. Don't do this at all. Just wait and then try to go put this piece, maybe take this piece and go for a checkmate instead of worrying about that promotion. All right, let's say that you are in this position and you have them all the way here. This is one of those things. You need to get that pawn across. You've lost all your pieces. They've lost all their pieces. Except you have one pawn. You take it across. If you exchange it for a queen, if you exchange it for a queen, you're going to end up being a stalemate. Remember, you can't touch kings. They can't get close. And these spaces right here are blocked by this king, so you couldn't move into either one of these spaces. This row is blocked, so you can't go into these. And this run here is blocked because of this queen, because they can go on diagonals. So that wouldn't be a good position. You would want to get a rook instead. A rook, that way you can have chance to move, and they can move. This one can move here, and then you can move right here with your rook for a checkmate. That would be the best option in that position. But let's say that you are in this position. Again, queen might be a good option, so you could exchange it for a queen. However, if you look very carefully, you have a better option. Queen's not going to win the game right away. This king is actually trapped right here. However, if you take this and you put a knight here, remember knights go in L shapes. So you look at this, 1, 2, 1. You have the queen in. You're threatening this queen here, or 1, 2, 1. You're threatening the king, which is in turn check, and that's what you want. So they can't do anything about the queen, and this king has to move. So then you could end up taking their queen out of the picture, which is a good idea. And that's called a fork, and we'll learn more about that later. So that's another option. So pawn is going to a queen is not always the best option. However, most of it is the best option, and so that's more than likely what you would want to do is promote to a queen. However, just be careful. Look at all your options. See what everything is, where everything is located on the board. So we're just going to play again and see if you can get your pawns all the way across, exchange them for that extra queen, try to get that extra queen on the board, and try to get your opponent in check, and then ultimately checkmate. And if you lose most of your pieces, try to get stalemate. All right, have fun, and if you're in chess club, see you.